I'm happy that you're joining me tonight. I see that I have Pam and Betty both on here. That's wonderful. And I'm just happy to be here and share something with you. I have a cute little card that I have been saving for a while. Had it in my um, template basket, which I'm trying to update daily or weekly. And I just thought it was time to share something cute and easy to do with you. I try and read the comments as we go and comment. Hello, Bonnie. Are the numbers beside our name new? I haven't seen them before, Betty, but I don't know if it's something that YouTube is doing or that I don't see them on Pam and, well, maybe Pam's, but I don't see them on Bonnie's. But I'm glad you're here. I can see your name and then I can call you by name anyway. So happy to have you here. Thank you for joining me. So I will, I've got a few things to show you, some on my desk and some I just want to tell you about. I'm having a wonderful fall day here in Spruce Grove, Alberta, Canada. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for those who don't know me. And I hope you'll come back again. If you don't know me, come back again and we'll just keep creating each week. We have so much fun. If you notice, the graphic for advertising this Thursday Night Live says giggles and glue. Well, if you'd have been with us this afternoon in our class, you would have had the giggles and we had glue too. But we just have so much fun together. So I'd like to welcome everybody. And if you're not part of my team or anyone else's team, I'd love to have you join me. If you live in Canada, Stampin' Up! Stipulations, because now is the best time to join. You can get $165 worth of product for $48. So you can't lose. Like, you don't have to do anything else. If you want to, I can help you along your way to do that, but you don't have to. So keep that in mind. So having said that, I'm going to flip to my desktop, if this works, and it did, and show you this graphic. If you've been anywhere near my personal page on Facebook, you would have seen it, or my team private group. And it caused a bit of confusion. Hello, Yvonne. And thank you for answering my question across the top, all of you. It's just to help to get to know each other better. And that's why I put it in there each week. This graphic, I am changing the name of my team from Marilyn's Marvelous Stamping Team to the Marvelous Makers Community to try and encourage others that it's not just me, it's a whole community that we have here. It did cause some confusion. I had a few of my team members actually saying, I want to be part, I want to be part. Well, I did try to correct that today with editing the post, so hopefully that's helped. But as I said, now is an awesome time to join Stampin' Up! And my team. For $48, you get 165. You pick. You don't have to decide or have someone else decide for you. You get to pick. And this is just a sample that has been provided of something that you might pick for that kind of dollars. Or if you've got a budget of 135, you get 252. Probably, I think the best deal is to go with the first one. And then for your first order, you've got a discount on what you order. So, oh, Betty, that sounds yummy. Let's see if I can. She says she's cooking shrimp stuffed salmon on her air fryer for supper. Great idea. Thanks for sharing. So this was a sample of what you might get for the 135, for the larger one. So just a few things there. If you have any questions, be sure and reach out. And I will, before the end of October, which is when that deal ends, I will be doing a Zoom where anybody can join me and ask questions. Whether you're part of my team, whether you're part of somebody else's team, I don't care. Let's just keep creating this community and sharing together. Paper Pumpkin, new one out as of October 11th until November 10th. This is what it's going to look like. And it has 8 projects, 4 each of 2 Tag designs and 8 identical coordinating boxes. So these would be your boxes. And October, November, December all coordinate with this die set that you can also purchase if you're a Paper Pumpkin subscriber. Hello, Sharon. Happy birthday. I'm sure that you were out celebrating today, right? And hello, Maggie. You're on there tonight. Maggie mentioned earlier that she couldn't comment on my YouTube live, so I'm excited, Maggie, to see that you're here and that you're able to comment. So for the project tonight, I'm just going to share what you will need if you want to do it. And I'll try and hold it so you can see it. It will be in my newsletter on Tuesday. I usually share a PDF tutorial of the project. So the base is 5.5 by 4.25, scored at 2 3/4, so that's in half. You need another piece of that color, 6.5 by 1, and it's scored at 1/2 and 6, or 1/2 on either end, or on each end, however you want to say it. For the greeting, a smaller piece, 3.5 by 1/2. And for the inside layer, I'm going to call it, 4.5 by 2, scored at 1/2, 2 1/4, and 4. To decorate with, we need 3 pieces of designer paper, 4 by 2.5, and 1 piece of white. Of course, you've got to write on your card if you've got it, right? And then more decorations, 2 pieces of designer paper, 1 7/8 by 1.5, and other pieces for decoration. I'll just show you the card sample that I've made. It's going to turn out like, well, this is a Halloween one. That's not what I'm making tonight, but to give you an idea of where those pieces go. Isn't that cute? So let's get started. Keep chatting with each other. I'm seeing lots of happy birthdays to Sharon. And as always, welcome everyone. Please keep chatting with each other. At the end, I do have some more cards to show you. And a couple of little boxes that we made today in class. Today we had our monthly card class. And, oh, the other thing that I haven't mentioned is that I'm doing a kit promotion. If you buy a kit from my Stampin' Up! Website before the end of October, I will host and I will send you a link to a Zoom that we will have where we can build our kits together. So if you're interested in that, be sure and shop with me and let me know. The other thing I'm doing with kits that a lot of you already have donated to, and I really appreciate it, is a Kits for Kids class. The local Kinet Hamper program here that I volunteer for each year is always short kits for the early teens, like 9 to 12, 13. And I am hoping to purchase at least 15 kits for that. And I think last count I was up to 13. So you guys are awesome. Thank you for supporting me in that venture as well. Hello, Ines. I saw your name go by here. Good to see you. Comment where you're watching from. Answer the question about pumpkin spice. I personally, I don't even know if I've ever tried it. So I guess I can't say it's one of my favorites. But lots of people do like it, I know. My grandson's wife, my granddaughter, I'm going to call her a granddaughter because she's part of my family. I know she's a great Starbucks fan, so I'm sure there's something pumpkin there for her. So that's where you put the designer paper on the first layers. Then I have this layer for inside, and it's going to fold the other direction. Make sure I'm folding it right. Yes, Pam, fabulous for 13 of the kits. So this is kind of the inside layer, but instead of folding the same way as the card base, it's going to go like this. And as always, I choose my colors according to the designer paper I'm using. So as you might have seen, I'm using this Sips and whatever it was paper. And here's Betty likes Starbucks pumpkin latte. Another one I should try. And Ines for the first pumpkin spice creamer. And that's enough. So one of those you don't go back for it every day. Is that what I'm hearing, Ines? So this I'm going to place with the center here and along the bottom of the card. Try not to get all the glue on my fingers, but get it on the card. And I'm just going to hold it there for a minute. Ines, is this a regular card base? It's a 5.5 by 4 1/4. Yes, I gave all the measurements in the beginning, so if you weren't here, please check out the replay when it's available. So there's the inside piece. Then we have what I call the bendy piece, which is scored at 1/2 inch on either end. And I did take my bone folder to kind of curve it. And that's maybe a bit too much, but I want it to go like this, but to stand out. So again, I'm going to use some liquid glue so I can place it where I want it. And before I do that, why don't I put on these other designer papers that I forgot about? They just go in here to give it a bit more color. And I could have put them in afterwards, but because I happen to remember. And oh, I have something else to share with you. Look at this. Look at who won last week's card. And honest, it was not fixed just because she came to visit all the way from Nova Scotia. Congrats, Pam. I can mail that as soon as, well, I can mail it and sometime it will get to you. With our Canada Post rotating strikes, we're not quite sure when or where our mail, well, we know where our mail goes, but when it's going to get to where it belongs, because they are constantly rotating. Yes, Wade. We were discussing that in class today, that I go through all of the comments on here, as well as when I share it on my Facebook page and my VIP group. If you comment over there, I look for that too. And I'm afraid your name only goes in once, even if you've commented 2 or 3 times. But your name does go in my wheel of names. And I do a draw, and I usually do it when I'm upstairs, and I take a picture so I can remember by the time I get downstairs as to who won it. And that's how I pick for that. So this one, which I just said to Pam that she had won, was last week's card. So I write on it, and it's ready to go. So it will be on its way to you, Pam, at some point. So then basically all I need to do here is attach my greeting, which I have cut on that 3.5 by 1/2. And because it's curved, I'm also going to curve this. And then I do have some of the designer paper. Again, this particular suite or bundle, I did not buy the whole thing. I bought the paper. So I am going to use the fussy cut pieces out of the paper to decorate with. But there is the basis of the card. You can see it like that. You can see it like that. And now I have these little pieces cut out that I'm going to, whoops, not that way, that I'm going to pop on there. And whether I put them back here, in the front, I'm not sure. And I can also grab some embellishments. And because that is the strawberry slush, it is one of these new in colors. So I'm probably going to use that, and maybe the Timid Tiger, although this is Daffodil Delight along here. So hello, Stacy. Welcome. So I'm just going to see what I can do. And of course, this is the bigger one. I have a bunch more here that I could fussy cut. And discussion a couple weeks ago with, I think it was with Maggie, that there is such a thing as World Fussy Cutting Day. And she sent me a link to a Facebook group that was World Fussy Cutting Day. Maybe that's the whole name of the group. I don't remember, Maggie. I did join it. And there's some interesting things on there about how do you cut this and how do you use scissors for that, and or what do you use for that, and people asking what's the best scissors. So how about you guys? Do you like fussy cutting? I don't mind doing this because I'm using it for decoration, and it doesn't have to be exact like most of my stuff does. But anyway, tell me in the comments. I can see a lot of them. More likes for pumpkin spice. I don't know if I'm going to put all of these on here or not. Maybe I'll put this one over by the juice jug so that it looks like it came from there. It's kind of the same colors, right? And what the heck? This one's left. Don't want them to feel left out. Sharon's not a fan of fussy cutting. And why would that be, Sharon? Takes too long. Would rather use your die cutting machine, probably, I'm guessing. And then I'm going to use my Take to Pick tool and add some embellishments in here. And this does fold flat, as you've seen me doing, and then it does fit in our regular envelopes. So you're good to go with that. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, please do so, and you will get all of the dimensions and whatever in there. This is always a guessing game, isn't it? As to what goes where. I do like the pink on pink. I guess I really like monochromatic. And then maybe I will tuck it in a couple. How about one on the lemon? I do have a couple more to show you. Same design. Actually, one of them is, I'll show you how I keep track of measurements, and it makes it easier when I come to redoing these for the next class. We talked about that today, that quite often it doesn't matter what we do as long as we get to craft together, right? Maggie, can you share some tips for the fussy cutting? Is that what you're talking about, Sharon? Bonnie, yes, one of the sides on the back is white for writing on. Sorry, I'm trying to read. Maggie loves fussy cutting. Learning a lot from that Facebook site. Good, good. Then we'll share that with you too, Sharon, and you can maybe get some ideas off of there too. So there's tonight's card. So that's the one that I'll be drawing for next week. I showed you the one from last week. This is one that I did as a sample for tonight. So it's the Halloween theme. Put my white on the other side on this one. So you can put it on either or. And like I say, it does fold flat for going in the envelope. I used one of the Memories and More greetings on there. And then to share with you, this one is the one that I had kept in my stash. I'd made this quite a while ago with this paper, fussy cut again. And I write on it what I need to make the card. This one was by Rose Coleman when I found it. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. I don't remember when this paper was popular. But just a tip for you, if you want to try doing that, if you've got duplicate cards or if you want to make more than one and keep it that way you don't have to have big sheets of paper or anything. You can just write right on your, or the other thing that I have done is use retired cardstock. Works wonderful for just creating a card, and then you've got it in your list, your stash of samples, however you want to say it. So the hardest thing with this whole thing was finding something that would fit along here. And Beautiful Butterflies does have a happy birthday that fits there. So worked for me. So the other things that we made today, I'll just leave this one up here because I don't know how to put them. Maybe I'll put them just like that. We made these as one of our projects today. So everybody's welcome to join. I do a PDF that you pay for, but otherwise you can join the monthly class, whether it's the monthly card class or the monthly Christmas card class, and get the video. So it's just so we can create together. And this is the one I did today. This one I'd done earlier, and we discovered that it holds 10 of these quite easily. And yes, there's 10 in there. I haven't eaten one of those yet today. Show you the Halloween one again. The Halloween, this one, Bonnie? Okay. And Betty wants to know how I store my samples. I'm happy to have. Can I get box PDF for this? That's the one that is a paid for tutorial for that class, Ines. So let me know if you want it that way. And this is what I have, Betty, to store them in. It's I bought it to store the embellishments in the DVD cases that Stampin' Up! Has. And when I quit doing that, I thought it was a great place to store my samples. So I have things like this. Like I say, just this one's got it writing on the back. And this one is with old paper. So I've just written all over it. So Ines, I'll send you the link to that so you can get it looked after. But this one, same thing, right on the back. So that works for me, although I do have, I think it's 2 baskets I want to finish yet to put in there. And then I will sort them by, probably by occasions. maybe buy fancy folds, that kind of thing. And then the other card we made today was this one. And it's a fold that I know we've done in our Friday Zoom, but I really, really liked how this paper lent itself to this particular design. And here's a blue one, which you all know I like blue. And this one lined up perfectly. And I didn't do that on purpose, but I was happy at the end. And this one we did last week in our Friday Zoom with friends. A neat design, place to write on the back. You could put DSP in here, which I did. One of the ladies embossed. She made quite an elegant card, I'm going to call it, and embossed in gold, and then had the same design on the front. So many options with doing that. So I think that's all I have to share with you today. I hope most of you who are on here, as I see, I think you all get my Friday Zoom email, and I hope you'll join us tomorrow for a card that Maggie's teaching. And any other time, if you want to join, we're always there, and just like talking to you in person. So yes, please join me whenever. If you want to join my team, let me know. I am. Oh, one other thing, I have posted there. I have sent an email about, but I am having a BOGO sale next Wednesday, and 7 o'clock in the evening. I will be showing you live on the VIP group in Facebook. I will show the stamp sets and dies bundles and the punch bundles and separate stamp sets that I have for sale in that BOGO sale. So more information coming out towards the weekend on that. If you need anything, any information in addition to that or whatever, just be sure and let me know. And hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you next week. And we'll just keep having giggles and glue. Have fun.